So yeah, there you go. So look, this is going to be mute. It's going to go, you know, it'll be fine in a couple of weeks. It'll be fixed, but it just shouldn't be released like that. I mean, it's not a me problem, is it? It's not a you problem either. It's a their problem. Really? $70? Come on, lads. But it's all down to this amazingly modeled, study level 3D cockpit that allows you to really fly the 737 in your own home.
Nevertheless, grave danger, I fear, in his training.
accept it. I took this during Discord, and I'll have some odd random stream during the week, and I'll see you then, folks.
Yeah, that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time.
And we will certainly make some special goodbye then, folks. See what happens. The sea is climbing all over the place. The water crashing right, those buttons. It's time for us to sign off. I think she wants to treat. Do you want to treat with the buttons? Do you want to treat? Okay, just look at me until I actually get off the stage. Excellent, folks. Pleasure as always. You too. See you next time.
Greetings all. Welcome wherever you are and whatever time it is where you are. I could say good evening, good morning, or good night. Yes, we're in San Diego, in America, in the sim, on the North European server on Microsoft Flight Simulator. You can come and join us in San Diego if you want. On the North European server, make sure it's the North European server. So welcome, good morning. This is the beginning of the third week of learning to fly the Airbus. Yes. Now the last 2 or 3 streams went fine, but it's consistency I'm after. Do you know? Yeah, there's been lots of, digging myself out of a hole and all that kind of stuff. But this time was relatively easy. And I'll tell you what I've done so far. I've just loaded up the flight plan. So I'll switch on the batteries and loaded up the flight plan. And I'll show you what I've done very quickly for those of you who don't know what's happening. Okay, very, very quickly. There's this program, which is free, called SimBrief from simbrief.com. Okay, you sign in. And you log on. I'm using the Fenix, F-E-N-I-X, the Fenix Airbus A320. And that will load in. It connects to my SimBrief account, and I can have an actual real world flight plan. I think it's close enough to the real world. So here it is. A lot of stuff here. So this is the big part that I had the problems with from the first week, really. First week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. My third week, so the first week and a half. So this is some airports don't have an arrival or departure. I don't know. Maybe I had to update SimBrief. I don't know. But here's your departure. Now, when you load this into SimBrief, okay, and then you load it into the Fenix, I'll show you that now in a minute. It doesn't give you your arrival and departures. You've got to put that in yourself. And this is here. So we're taking off KSAN, which is ICAO Denver for San Diego. That is our departure, right? Here. And our arrival is here. For San Francisco, and there's for runway 28 left. So you got to put those in manually, which I've already done. Okay, and that's the only thing you need to know. The rest of this stuff, fuel times, weather, and all sorts of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in here, and this is very similar to real world flight plan. So there you go. That's what I've done so far, folks. Let's have a quick look and see who's on the chat there. I'm going to have a look at Twitch first. Remember, I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. So I'll let you know as best I can which platform I'm talking to. Davo on Twitch says, these next few are on Twitch, okay? Davo, good day, or is it evening? It is for me anyway. Well, for me, it's 11 o'clock in the morning, just after. So good morning, all of you. Lonely Reaper's with us, and DCS Dux is with us. Mahazati, I don't know what that means, DCS. Is that German? But anyway, welcome DCS Dux. On YouTube, we have... In-car, hey Grip, he says. Clappy D says, morning all. In-car says, hello to Clappy D. How's it going? And they're chatting amongst themselves. Great. And Equinus is with us as well. Good morning. He's trying to afford a new hard drive so he can come back to flying. TT. A new hard drive. Yeah, you see, the best hard drive to get for Flight Simulator people is... actually, when we're in the cruise, ask me if you remember, and what I thought was the best setup anyway, which works out fairly well. I have an M.2 drive, but you have to have the proper motherboard for that, and that really helps. It certainly does. And great, everybody. So happy days. Big Al's flying is with us as well. So we're going to have a few people flying along. We're in San Diego. Let's have a quick look at San Diego here. There's Para there. So some of you are joining us. This is real world traffic from... but it's not very busy, obviously, now, because what I've done is I've changed... the time, because it's dark now in California, so there's no flying in California at the moment, but the weather is real world weather, folks. And there's San Diego over here. Let's see what a good job they've done here So I've done in San Diego. I have to activate my screen, of course, to accelerate. I'm just giving some of you people time to join if you wish to join us. Yeah, it's look, it's fine from here, right? And I'm not displeased with that at all, because we're not going to see San Diego from like here. Now it looks like a zombie-scape there a little bit. Oh, actually, it's a little bit improved. Okay, it looks a little bit like a zombie-scape, but who cares? When you're here, you know, that looks pretty cool. And that's all you're going to see in Flight Sim. It's not to be used for the ground. Now, whether they're bringing trains into it or not is another thing. They will in the future. It'd be great to see some trains going about, and there's a bridge there in San Diego. Some military vessels there. That looks pretty cool. So yeah, San Diego. And the weather is a little bit hazy. It's going to be interesting coming into San Francisco. I'm hoping there'll be a bit of fog. There's a carrier there. There is USS something or another. Yep. So we're only like 1,000 feet up there and we can't see anything. So we're going to be in the soup and we're going to go above the soup, folks. And I hope in San Francisco we'll see what the weather is like. We'll have an interesting landing. So let's hop into the aircraft. Zoop. Let's get our camera ready for the APU start so we can see that starting. It's a little bit dull in San Francisco, I have to say. It's kind of evening time. I've set it to evening time just to prove it to you. 60. Let's see what time it gets dark. We don't want to be getting in too dark. We'll go to, it's kind of dark at 6:30. We'll go about here. There we go. And as you can see, live weather's on, so I always have live weather. Now, okay, let's hop into the cockpit. As you can see, let me know if the volume is not working for you in the chat there, everybody. Also, welcome to Jason, S84. As well to you. I keep an eye for new people and all that kind of stuff all the time because we need new people who don't know how to fly the Airbus. So I'm going to go through this as methodically, but making as much sense as I can. I got a new checklist here. It's just because it's not ripped up by Producer Buttons. Producer Buttons is out chasing rabbits at the moment, or God knows what. So let's go from the very beginning, shall we? Park and brake. By the way, if you're looking for a checklist, flightsim.to, Airbus checklists, that's all you search for. Okay, so park and brake. Let's get rid of the armrest here. Park and brake is on, and I've synced it already with my controls. I have lots of three throttles. And if sometimes I have another one set up as well, and I lean on it, and it messes me up, so make sure that's all correct. Let me just check the throttles there. Okay, the detents are working there. Happy days, good. Reverse is working fine. The flaps there, so the spoilers are working great, and the flaps are working happy days, and then I can only assume so is everything else great. And the brakes and the park and brake, of course, is all set and good, happy days. I'm using the Thrustmaster Airbus, and I've got all the bits and pieces for that. I'm using the yoke for my controls. Engines 1 or 2 are off. Great, okay, so that's that done. So where was I? Park and brake. Park and brake zone, flaps are up, yes, spoilers are disarmed and retracted, weather radar is off. Yeah, weather radar is off, predictive wind shear is also off. It's not it's US, so it's not working yet, and this model will be soon. Not using Flying Studio anymore, Clappy D says. Oh, thank you, Clappy D. I forgot. So many things to load. Oh, I'm so, thank you very much. You know, mistakes can be made. Come on. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on here. This is gives you the ETA and everything. Thank you very much for telling me that. I have absolutely no worries of people correcting me whatsoever. So we're going KSAN. Sounds like somewhere out of Vietnam. KSAN, where were you? KSAN 68. KSFO. That will give us a little band up the top. I put grips in here. And that will give us a little banner up the top. That's how that's done. Okay. Please work. It'll come in eventually. Maybe I have to load the overlay. I don't know. Okay, well, that's how I usually get it working, and hopefully it'll come up the top now shortly. Let me just check that there. It's not showing up yet, but it will do. Maybe it takes a while, folks. Okay, unless it's broken, which usually what happens with Flight Simulator is you have something set up and it doesn't work all of a sudden after an update, God knows. So where were we? Engine master 1 or 2 are off. Yep. Wind shear, yeah. Engine selectors are to normal. Thrust levers are idle. I've checked them. The gear is down. Happy days. And the wipers are off. You want to make sure the wipers are off. You ruin your In your windscreen. Okay, battery 1 and 2 are already on, which are here. So that's the first thing you do in Cold and Dark. Set up battery 1 and 2, which are here. Switch those on. That's all I've done. And I've switched on the electric power and I've set up my flight plan. Some new things here. Brake pressure. Now, let's have a look here. There's some new stuff in this checklist. Wheel, is it? No. Pressure. Let's put the brakes down here. No, that's the cabin pressure. Fuel all. No. There needs to be the brake pressure. Oh, here it is. Here. That's the brake pressure. Okay, that'll come on when the hydraulics come on. Well, it's in the green, isn't it? Just above the green. Cockpit lights is required. I've already put my cockpit lights on, as you can see. Instrument display brightness already been set. APU fire test. This is what they do to test that your warnings if you get a fire are working. 1, 2, and 3 over here. Pretty nice. Review is external power unavailable. Okay, that's saying if I have no external power, I can start with the APU. We have it already started. Crew oxygen supply is on. It doesn't model it for the passengers. CVR, I don't know what that CVR is. If anyone comes and tells me that VUR, I haven't researched this checklist just yet. You know. Just have a quick look at the chat there. Not using Flyby Studio isn't working. Maybe it'll pop in when we take off. I did that one day. Okay, great. ADRS 1 and 2. Yeah, this is another thing. I have done this. Yeah. So you need your navs on. So switch them on once. Put them onto nav, right? And if you want them on, it takes a half an hour for everything to align. You can switch them off and on again, and that'll align instantly, which I've already done. Exterior lights, wing, nav, logo. Okay, that's interesting. Wing, nav, I put the tail on. Wing, nav. My eyes aren't going to the... Where's nav? Oh, yeah, wing, on. Wing, nav, logo. Okay, great. No smoking. Portable devices, put that to on. I'll put it on auto as it says. Emergency exit lights armed. That switch over here. That is to be armed. And annunciator lights. Checks required. These are this little button here, so you can check all the bulbs. You can check. Oh, see, it lights up all the bulbs everywhere. Look, so you can make sure that everything's working. Get all your warnings and stuff like that. That would be obviously important. You want to make sure they're all working. I'll put the dome back on bright and I'll take that off test. Probe and window heat auto. Probe and window heat is here. It's in icing actually. Down here. Icing. Auto. So waiting wheels. Happy days. APU available. APU bead. Okay, so we'll switch on the APU now. Do we need the APU? Yes, we do. We need to start the engines. Master on and start. Right, and down here it automatically... Oh, it doesn't. Oh, bummer. APU. Let's make sure that button is actually depressed. It is, and it should be starting. We should see some action there in a second. AC temperature. Okay, I'll just put it down to... I'll just turn it down a little bit. Here we go, here. I think that usually turns it down a little bit. Just for the noise. Ecam page, electrics, check that. Battery 1 and 2 off and then on. Oh, these are new things. Ecam page. Ecam page. Okay, I'll have to look that up, folks. There's the APU kicking off there. Let's have a look outside. Here's starting it up. Can you hear it starting up? There you go. Very nice. Stuart Lawless, welcome. The cockpit voice recorder test. Oh. Well done, thank you. Cockpit, I'm going to write a note here. Voice recorder. Where is that though? Do you know? So there's some new things on this checklist, folks. So that's why I'm a little bit going a bit slow. Let's see who's with us here on the North European server. We've got Lonely Reaper and the L39 or E. We have two bunches on top of Shallow B in car. Shallow B, I think are new, are you? And PH B or A for Bra, I think. So we got a few people with us there. Might be more coming in later. Okay, good. Let's put the camera so we got engine start. Good. Cockpit voice recorder. Where is he? On the RCDR panel. I'm not that good with these so many acronyms in aviation. I'm full of acronyms. I find it. RCDR. There we go. Look. Recorder. Short for recorder. Okay, great. Very nice. Okay. Very nice. Something new. Ground control. Interesting. Is that for talking to the truck driver and so on and so forth, and the crew on the ground? I don't know. You can let me know there, Stuart. Thank you very much. ADRS 1, 2 and 3 are aligned and set, and they're fine, and we're all good. Exterior lights, wing nav logo. I thought I already did that. Oh, I've one up here already. Sorry folks, I kind of skipped a little bit there. Annunciator lights, probe and window heat. APU available. I put the APU bleed. Aircraft temperatures I did. ECAM page. Electrics. I'm guessing here. Where's the electrics? No. Well, APU is up and running. Electric, there it is. It's right in front of me. Okay. Battery 1 2 is already on. Fuel pumps are off. Engine fire test. I've just gone back here. Sorry, folks. Flight directors 1 and 2 is on. There's 1 here and 2 here. We need those. Barrow, we're Q and H for today. Let's have a look here. I've already loaded my flight plan, so we're going to come back here. I'm waiting for it to see us to tell us to do that in the checklist. Let's get the Q and H set, which is quite important in poor weather, isn't it? So I'm gonna import the flight plan from SimBrief. Don't worry about the time. Unit mismatch. I don't know what that is. Let's confirm this here. Departure KSAN and arrival KSFO. Our Q and H here is, and I haven't seen this before. Oh, it's giving us the American style. I forgot about that. Okay, I'll get the Q and H there. So Q and H is. Let's get my phone out here. Bear with me. I'm gonna have to look it up on my phone. I have this app called Aero Weather, which I use for real world flying. Not the Aeros, obviously, and smaller things. We are in KSAN San Diego. QNH San Diego is 1015 hectopascals. So I'm going to use hectopascals. So you can change that here. Look, that little switch there. Hectopascals. Boom. I said what was it? 1014. Let's confirm that this is important. 1015. 1015. Boom. 1015. Good. And thrice 1015. Good. Barrow set. EFIS constraints. Arc 10 miles. Okay, we want to write the constraints on. I'm going to leave that out because I'm going to use that now in a second. Speed is going to be managed. Heading, altitude, however, I'm going to go to, is the transition 10,000 feet? I'm going to put it to 10,000 feet for the moment, the altitude. Radio setup. Okay, I'm not using any radios today because obviously I'm not on VATSIM or anything like that. I have to get my panels working to upright the radio. It's very awkward with this to actually come down here and start fitting with the radios, you know. So I need to get some buttons and switches working for that. MCDU data check. MCDU. What's the MCDU? Oh, here we go. Data. So what is that referring to, I wonder? MCDU setup. Okay, so we've done that. Here's our flight plan. Okay, go to flight plan. And what we can do here is to check. Incidentally, when you want to load your sim brief from when you first get in and start out with the batteries on, when you first get in, you go to init, and it comes across here to load your flight plan. And you click on that, and it all populates everything except when you go to flight plan, the departure and the arrival, which I've already done. So here's our departure. We're departing on runway 09. So what it said here on the flight plan. I'm gone. Where's the flight plan? Where are you, flight plan? That you there? No. We're taking off runway 27. Oh no, I have 27. Okay, sorry. We are 27. It's silly of me. And that's our standard instant departure and everything. Okay, great. So the flight plan is all good. Let's not get stuck there. I've already loaded it in. I do that if you let me. If you comment if you want me to do the whole thing from 0 to hero, let me know. Okay, and I'll do it again. I will anyway. I4 clearance. We're not on the radio. RRS align and it's checked. Flight plan is also reviewed, checked. EFIS nav aids are set as required. So effectively, I would imagine here it seems to load them automatically. This is the ILS. In case we have to turn around very quickly, and there's a course set in. I'm happy with that. Takeoff briefing, yeah, a little bit early for that, but I'll do that as I'm coming down. Squawk set. Well, look, we're going to be on standby and just squawk with the transponder for now. Pre-startup checklist. APU master on. It is already on. APU is already started. MCDU weights. Yeah, so let's get our weights inserted here. It's just a little bit different, the checklist. So we're going to hit on mass balance. Let's load up the airplane. This is very handy. It does all the calculations for you. Now, what, 0 passengers? Oh, what's going on here? No, I always have passengers there because it's loaded in the flight plan. You see, re-import from SimBrief. Yes. Your plan is off. Blocks time is 9 hours. You're gonna just okay. Don't worry about the time. Please ensure fuel units you're ordering in match aircraft setup. So what's going on here? Kilograms I'm using. That could be the problem. Sim settings. This is something new now. Units. Or sorry, pounds. Yeah, pounds. Well, let's try kilograms. Maybe I have it all in kilograms. Probably do because it's European. Let's try that again. Let's reload that from SimBrief. This is something new here. Yeah, you know that. There we go. Now go to mass and balance. We have 148 passengers. Load the aircraft. You can either do 3 things. You can wait for 25 minutes real time, a fast 8 minutes, or instant. I'm going to go instant. You can see the aircraft moving a bit there, and the gate is moving off because passengers have already boarded. So that is going to give us all the information required. And from here, I'm going to go to the outside menu and go for a departure brief here. Now this is abort, so we're taking off runway, hang on, yeah, 27. 27, surface is dry, flap config, I want to take off a flap 1. Force token, no, so we go to flex, anti-ice off, packs off, that's fine. There's a takeoff weight and center of gravity. I'm going to put in the weather here, and I'm going to load the V-speeds as well. This is going to calculate everything for me, so there's V-speeds going to be populated here. 143, 143, and 145. Okay, so let's go over here. I'd rather work with a piece of paper, so we are going to go to performance. I prefer to go to init, actually, to be honest with you. Cruise level. I don't know what I'll do. Initially, I'm going to go to, it's not a far trip, so I'm going to go to 20,000 feet initially, right? I'm going to change that later. There we go. And then page 2. Now, here we go. Zero fuel weight is 65.0. 65.0 slash, and our CFG is CFG is 28.9. 28.9. Boom. And it's going to put on our block fuel. Let's hope we don't run out of fuel. Come on, hurry up. Come. 4.6. Confirm. Boom. And then we're going to go to performance. Put in our V speeds. So V1. So go 143, 143, and 145. 143. 143. 145. Boom. I'm going to look at the chat there. Our flaps 1 and our trim, which I gotta remember. Hopefully this is in the checklist now. Down 0.1. DN 0.1. No. Flex temp 66 degrees. 66. Boom. Next phase. That's it. MCDU waste is done. MCDU takeoff performance. This is something new as well. Previous takeoff. Oh, that's done. Okay, great. Bleed speeds is done. If APU available, which it is, APU bleeds. Things are a little bit different order in this checklist. APU bleed is here. We need that to start the engines. External power off. I always get nervous doing this. Great, okay. I did it once. The APU wasn't started yet and switched everything off. Safety belts, seat signs, on. Air conditioning is required. Okay, fine. Pushback and startup. Let's windows and doors are closed. Let's make sure we get rid of all those cones and all the nonsense that's around the aircraft. We've got to go back into Fenix here. I hear beep sounds. What is that? Gear not up locked. Air pack 1 fault. Air pack 2 fault. You know, it didn't tell me to put on the fuel pumps yet, but air pack 1 fault. Air pack 2 fault. I wonder if this is have random faults. Now this is from earlier on. I got some errors because when I loaded the sim, the actual controller was up, so that error has stuck here now, so it'll go away. Not too sure about these faults. As I told you a million times, I'm like 1% into this. You get there eventually. Let's get all this stuff out of our way. Ground services. COVID. Get rid of the ground power unit, shocks, cones, all the doors are closed and locked. Happy days. And let's get the fuel pumps on. We'll need those for pumping fuel from the wings into the engines. They're on. Beacon light is on because we're going to start the engine. That's the light under the underside of the aircraft to let the crew to get clear. Steering pin inserted. Oh, very nice. Transponder auto. Yeah, well, you know, TCAS will wait for that, so it's already in standby. The TCAS is over here and the transponder. Where are we? There's the transponder, the TCAS, they're both standby. Check ET, run. What's ET? Clock. Is that the chrono? Park and brake as required. If cleared for engine start. Okay, let's start the engine. Okay, so engine selected to start. To start, let's start up. Let's start number 2, and let's get a pushback going. Connect the tug, please. Let's have a look outside here. That engine starting. There we go. It's nice to hear the engine starting, I suppose. No. And while it's starting, let's have a look at the chat. Just adjusting windows here. Just adjusting windows so I can read the chat. Indications are good. Very good. FE2 Max is with us as well. That's not zero fuel weight. You're putting in total weight. You get the weights from the mass balance menu. You want to take the numbers from zero fuel weight. Good morning, by the way. Good morning to you, FE Max. That's not the zero fuel weight. Yeah, of course, it shouldn't be the zero fuel weight. Okay, the engine starting. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Did I see zero fuel weight there? Gross weight. That's zero fuel weight. So it should be gross weight, yes. So let me just go back to where I was. What's zero fuel weight am I talking about? Takeoff weight 65, and that's what I put in, isn't it? Is that what I put in here? Is that the right one? No. 0 fuel weight. Oh. Okay, so I put in the 0 fuel weight. Really? Okay. I think that's what you're saying. In the CDU, you put total. Okay. How do I change that now? Finish. Next page. Okay, so I put in the 0 fuel weight. Okay. 0 fuel weight. That was confusing me. So put in 0 fuel weight. Let me note that down because that's going to be a problem. 0 fuel weight, yeah? 0 fuel weight. Just confirm that for me. Wait, 0 fuel weight. 0 fuel weight. So I take it from here. Okay, so it's from here. Okay, I was wondering, it was confusing me because, you know, okay, 59.2 then, yeah? Just confirm before I enter this in there, FU max. And 30.5. $59.2 and 30. Okay, great. So 0 fuel weight. Get that in your head gripper soon. Done. Okay, let's do that there. Now we're going to have to recalculate our V speeds, I presume. Let's do that then. Oh no, they were already the same. I just took the wrong numbers. Okay, I don't have to do that again. So there you go. Okay. Thank you very much, FU2 Max. That was a little bit grey in my head there. So I've got a note, 0 fuel weight. Okay, great. That would make sense because then you add your passengers and your fuel. You got your unusable fuel. You know, it's pretty much the same as what we do in the little ones, really. So okay. Anyway, we're done. Good. Happy days. One thing learned today. One thing a day. That's what's to be done. You're welcome. You got it. Thank you, FU Max. I appreciate it as always. So where were we? 0 fuel weights, V speeds done, APU is available, it's on, seatbelt signs were on, air conditioning was set as required. Pushback, we've got one engine started. We're going to start the pushback and the aircraft's clear the zone around us. So let's get the pushback going. Out of here again, into performance, into Fenix, should I say? Oh yeah, I was already in there. Ground services, let's just park the brake off. Now, hang on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I should have really briefed the runway because I've never been here before and I have no idea. So we want to take off the westerly runway. So we're not going to take off 09. I'm going to go up this taxiway up to the end. Happy days, easy as pie. Very nice. Where am I situated? Reset cam. I want the nose to go this way in as I view it. So I want the nose to turn to the left. And let's go. Oh, start. There we go. Parking back off. Good God. Where's him? Destroyed the brakes. Now let's start up number 2, number 1, should I say? There we go. And it's going to start up. Let's have a look. Good. Let's turn. There we go. I love the sound from inside because I recognize the sound of the engine starting. Car is waiting for us. The yellow brick road is there, I think. Yeah, let's down a bit further. It's giving out about the gear still. That'll go away though. And let's straighten the tug and stop. And once it's stopped, we'll put the parking brake on. And that's disconnected. Everything's good. Happy days. We start our taxiing. Engines are all good. Engine master all fine. Yep. APU bleed off. Engine mode selector back to normal. I have a physical switch here for that. Back to normal. We want to get our APU bleed off. We won't be needing that anymore. And the APU also is going to come off. Yep, APU master switch off. Good. And anti-ice is required. We are going to use our probe and window heat, and I believe that's weight and wheels as well. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody. Icing. Boop. I've already got it on from before. Great. Just a little bit slow this morning because it's a new taxi and it's slightly different checklist. Parking brake, auto brake. Usually this happens when you're taxiing. You're going to try and do this while we're taxiing, right? Parking brake off. Let's taxi very slowly. Let's add a bit of power. Come on. I wonder if it's the same as the real thing. It seems to taxi quite well. Like some twins on idle, they'll taxi on a level surface quite easily. In fact, you've got to touch the brakes from time to time with idle. I wonder if it's the same with the Airbus. Are we going a little bit uphill here? We'll see. Right, we're on the yellow brick road, yellow line, which will guarantee us clearance between obstacles. I want to get that in between my feet. And checklist then. Actually, I'll leave a little bit of power on because it'll be all day then otherwise. Just a tiniest little bit. Okay, so before taxi, auto brake max. Yeah, auto brake. I'll have a switch for that. Auto brake up to max. There we go. You can just press the buttons if you're using your mouse. Spoilers armed. Spoilers are armed. Good. Flaps is required, so I'm going to put in takeoff flaps, flaps 1, which I asked for in the computer. Engine anti-ice is required. Temperature. Where's the touch? Where's the outside temperature? Temperature. Okay, we'll worry about the icing. I think we're okay with the temperature for the moment. Flight controls are checked. Yes, they are, because I checked them before the sim. There we go. And there's a little thing here, an indication here somewhere, where you would check the flight controls. Hydraulics, is it? No, it's not hydraulics. No. Anyway, it's there somewhere. Let's not crash off the runway. Let's depress the takeoff config. See what happens when you look down, folks. You see how dangerous that is. Flight controls. Pitch trim. Yes, it's in the checklist. Yay! This is the thing. FU2 max. You'll remember this. So it's down 0.1. So I think... There we go. That'd be about 0.1. There we go. I got that in. Now, it might be indicated exactly somewhere else. You can let me know, folks, if you know what that is, if that's true. Flight controls, pitch trim, rudder trim is reset. Yeah, that's very important. You don't want to be doing that. It's a little button here in case you're playing with the rudder trim. Let's say if you had it like this, look. No, that's the engine start. The rudder trim is here. See, it could be off. You don't want to be taken off like that. Do you know? So you hit the reset button and it resets the rudder. So that's very important. That wasn't the last checklist, was it? No. Pitch trim, rudder trim, steering pin removed. Okay, I don't know how that works, but we'll see. Taxi nose light. Yeah, nose light and taxi light. Yeah, we need that. That will be on taxi light. Taxi. And when we turn off lights, I just put on. Strobes should be auto. Strobes should be on already, to be honest with you. Strobes on auto. Park and brake off and take off config, which I already depressed. Maybe I should do that before we taxi. It's before taxi. Yeah, I should really be on the ground and then taxi, shouldn't I? Before takeoff, cabin crew is notified. Blah, 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 blah to the cabin crew. Exterior lights all. What does that mean? Exterior lights all. Come on, it's going uphill, that's why. We're going so slow. Add a little bit more power, like a percent. There we go. Plus we lights to take off. I've already done that. Anti-ice is required. Packs. We have to look into that. TCAS, that's entering the runway. Weather radar on. We'll do that now. Although it is a US, put the predicted wind shear on auto as well. And predicted wind shear. Weather mode as required. Takeoff memo, no lights. There is lights. The takeoff memo. It's still complaining about the gear. Because when I started the sim, the gear lever was up. So all we have to do now is set the chrono, transponders, TCAS, and off we go. And then after that, we have to take off. I'm checking my autopilot here. That's all good to go. We got 10,000 feet. All I have to do is press autopilot in. Auto throttle seems to come on automatically when I go to flex. I'm thinking. So I think we turn off here, and we can go right to the end. Why not go right to the end of the runway? Why not use all the runway if you can? Nothing worse than having runway, no runway behind you, you know? Or there's something worse than having runway behind you that is not used, isn't it? There the boys. There the boys. It's nice tidy runway. So I can use the whole damn thing. Now I understand you can use the, is it the displaced threshold for takeoff, but not for landing. Anyway, we're going to use the whole runway. Why not? Okay, let's, as we enter up, we've had a look for any aircraft. We've got permission. Let's put the transponder and the TCAS on. Okay, that's all done. And take off. Right, we'll start the chrono then to take off. I'll leave this bloody paper everywhere. There we go. Too late now to be looking for any other traffic. Let's see if they fix that in the latest. There we go. What a nice little picture, folks, with all those lovely lights. Get in the centre line, grab your sim. Don't be messing about. There we go. Our winds are not going to show up yet, is it? No. Okay, let's start the chrono. We're going to go now, folks. Chrono start the timer here. No. What started? Now it started. Take off to flex, let's go and rock and roll, as I say. And 50% on the power, or is it 40? I don't know. Let's check that it's stable anyway. Let's go to about there. That looks nice. No lights. And let's go to take off to flex. There we go. Flex is engaged. Airspeed's alive. Pushing a little bit forward in the stick, there's 80 knots. And we got 100 knots. Coming up to our V1, it's the same. VR, it's the same as V1. Rotate this as well. V1, rotate. 15 degrees, please. There we go, 15 degrees. 15 degrees, please. Pause the right gear up. I love the sound of those engines. We're up following the, I'm a little bit late there because I was looking out. Let's follow the old fella. 1500 feet, we're going to put back to climb speed. It's 1500 feet back to 10 to climb. It's set. Let's put the autopilot on. Autopilot's on and engaged, feet on the ground, feet off the rudder pedals, and we're off, folks. Happy days. I'm going to accelerate now for flaps to come up. So let's check the gear. There's no lights in the gear. No lights in the gear. Very nice. Didn't ask me for the anti-skid, the checklist. Maybe I missed it. We're climbing and we're accelerating slightly. Happy days. We're going up to 10,000 feet. Let's have a look at the checklist. Checklist is your safety net, folks, isn't it? Takeoff chrono is already set. Brakes, yeah. Engine thrust, yeah, we took off, yeah. Engine gears up and retracting flaps are going to come up now in a second. I think around 180 knots, isn't it? We got up to 230 knots with flaps. Or 215, is it? So I think we can take the flaps up now. There we go. Flaps are up. Spoilers are disarmed. And we'll take off the other brake as well. Autopilot required. Nose wheel lights off. When we turn off lights. Nose wheel when we turn off lights. Nose wheel off. When we turn off lights off. Oh, I didn't put on the bloody takeoff lights. What? Is that when it said all lights on? We'll be coming above the clouds now. How cool is that? Great job with the weather. That's pretty cool. Very nice. Anti-ice required, EFS is required, weather radar is required. It's not serviceable in this. I didn't use their terrain radar there, and maybe that should have been on. We're high enough now. Landing lights off, wing lights off. Wing lights? Wing lights off, and seatbelt signs is required. Usually, you know. 10,000 feet high here. Could it be captain's discretion? Let's let them do their shit. Let them walk around. I'm going up to 10,000 feet, so I'm going to go to standard bar now in about 3,000 feet now. Safety belt signs, wheel lights. Good. We're bombing like a bat out of hell. Let's say we're cleared to... Oh yeah, one little thing while we're climbing. I'll get this in before we get our 10,000 feet. Program. Our optimal altitude is 35,000 feet. That's a new thing I learned there. So I'm going to go to 35,000 feet. Let's just say we're cleared. 35,000 feet. Not 49. No, you don't look up to Coffin Corner, do you? No. 35. There we go. And we should be coming up to our 10. Not quite. So that's an interesting one. It just tells you your optimal altitude. All this stuff had to be done on paper back in the day. We had to do all of this in paper in our ATPLs. I've forgotten most of it though, because I haven't used it, you know, for years. So here we go, coming up to 10,000 feet. Let's say we're cleared to flight level, and let's pull to standard. 1 and 2. There we go. And I'm going to leave number 3 on standard barrow. Oh no, we better put that on 1013. Just, you know. Good. Climb. And landing lights, wing lights, safety belt signs, of course. That's that done. Our next checklist is the cruise. Let's have a look at the chat. Let's get Navograph up so you can see what the story is here. Just for shits and giggles. Oh, damn it, sorry folks. Yeah, what happens? Why does it do that? No, I don't want to load a flight. I want to see my airplane. There we are. Doesn't seem to be in an airway there, which is odd. No, it's not a bit odd. I thought it would be in an airway. And we're going to join one up here. I find that unusual. San Francisco's up here. Is San Francisco up there? No, it's up further, isn't it? Okay, let's concentrate now. We're probably at the top of a climb. No, we're not. We're miles away from it. What am I saying? I want to push that in to make sure. I spotted it here. It said flight level 20. Right? That's what I saw there. So you have to push it in when you change your altitude. Look, if I change this up, you got to change. You got to put it in managed mode. So that was caught there. That's nice. 13,000 feet. We're still climbing. And happy days. What's next here? That's a restriction. What the deuce? Why are we still climbing if that's a height restriction at 8,000 feet? You know? I haven't had a chance to look at any more knowledge in this now over the weekend. But why? Why? Oh, why? Are we busting? know what to tell you there. Let's go to flight plan here. 364 miles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase our... I'm going to cut off some time. I'm going to go to 99 on the cost index. And you'll see we might accelerate a little bit. 15,000 feet. I don't know why it didn't level off before 8,000 feet. I thought the computer did that, to be honest with you. The flight management system. Tilt +1. What is this? Is this to do with the weather radar? No. Big Al's Flying says, what server are we on? We're on the North European server, Big Al. That's on Twitch. Always the North European server, Big Al. Yep, come and join us. Let's have a look. I just finished the comments there on Twitch. Davo453 says, okay, bedtime for me. I have to be up at stupid o'clock as usual. Safe flight, Gripper. It's safe because I'm sitting at home on a chair. I think you mean, what he really means is don't stuff it up again. Do you know? Don't stuff it up. DCS Duck says, I've tried the A320NX this weekend and got turned off halfway through the start process. I tried the A320NX this weekend and got turned off halfway through the start process. Did you switch off the external power? Is that what you mean? Were you starting up? Because this is what happened to me once. I put on the APU and I went, oh yeah, disconnect, and I disconnected the ground power, and then of course everything shut down. That's what could have happened to you, I'm thinking there, DCS Strucks. That's what I'm guessing it anyway. Let me know some more details and I'll see if I could troubleshoot you, you know. Yeah, I think you're talking there a little bit about how easy it is. Icebird, by the way, hello. It's very easy if you want to understand. Just ask Dr. Google in many such situations, or take your time, one time, read it carefully, and you may know at the end. Yeah, it's see, this is reasonably easy, right? This is the bare bones, isn't it? What I've done is actually quite straightforward, but it's not. This is a normal flight. Everything's going to go perfectly. But when something goes wrong, I think, you know, that's what you're paid for, really. It's when something goes wrong. And all those... no messages. When something goes wrong, that's when you're... That's the only time you're earning your bucks, isn't it? Do you know? In these. But it is... And look, I have to say to you, when I started out, it's still... a lot going on, isn't there? Oh, thank you, Clappy D. Says, help Gripper out. Hit the like button. Yeah. Thank you, Clappy D. Thank you very much. Hit the like button there, folks. I'm streaming the Jesus out of it, to be honest with you, this winter. And hit the like button to support the channel. You can also follow if you think it's good, you know, if you like watching it. Becoming a member on YouTube or becoming a subscriber on Twitch is a great way to support the channel as well. There we go. So hit the like button. What's the equivalent on Twitch though? Interesting. Okay, what's our speed now? We need to start accelerating. Another thing I learned last week was I always knew there was a deceleration phase Let's just get this up here to arc. There's that little line there. It's the top of climb. And we'll see another one of these for top of descent. Uh, 23,000 feet. What do you do now? Like, you know? Do you... Oh, you play some music? Let's get some ambient music going, folks. Media. I made a little check this there. My massively long flight I did for 13 hours, 25 minutes. Yeah, from New York to Paris in a TPM. Let's go with this. Let's start off here. Let's take a listen to Dahlia now. Let's just skip her. There we go. So, when they're sitting at the cruise, you know, I'm just selecting a track here. They're sitting at the cruise. Do they talk about airline stuff? How much they're getting paid? Are they moaning about stuff? Chatting about other people? I would say so. I'm going to take my face off just temporarily for a bit of eye candy. Where's my face? God. Windows everywhere, folks. There we go. I'm back in a second now. So, yeah. What is the chat that happens? You know, they're chatting to the person next to them. I'd say it could be great, or it could be, you know, it could be difficult. What if you're sitting beside someone who either talks just too much, which I can deal with that. Anybody can deal with that if someone talks too much. But what if they don't talk at all? You know? It's an art to that, sitting next to somebody. It could be for 8 hours. And you may never have met the captain or first officer before, depending on who you are. You know? You got to gauge them very quickly. You know? If they didn't talk at all, I'd be quite disconcerted. You know, think about it. You're sitting there for, you know, this is only a quick flight. Just better keep an eye on my time. Okay, we have about just over 100 miles to go before we start our descent. So you're sitting back, let's just say I'm the first officer, okay? Let's go over here. First officer sits on the left. Sorry, in the right. I'm thinking helicopters there. And the captain sits on it. So I'd probably, if you know, let's say our first officer was sitting here and he's just not saying anything. You know, you'd be tapping your fingers against this dashboard, I suppose, and looking around going, you know, this guy, is he going to say anything? You know? And you go, so, what did you do through the weekend? And they'll just go, check something. Oh, God, alright. You know? You just have to take it. There's no point having an argument over it. Is there? Pity we can't put a person in here beside us. Or you get on like a house of fire and everything's great. You know, you might get the here, Susan, you might say. Come in here and entertain us. Tell us what you did at the weekend, you know. The head bursar might come in and have a chat. You know. But you'd have to close the door behind her now and lock it, wouldn't you? Or I don't think she can even get in. You can't do that anymore, I don't think. So that's locked for the whole flight. So that's not a get out of jail card. So now you're really stuffed. So you got to talk to him. You know? Or not. I could play with the sun visors. Is there sun visors in this? No. Can't even play with the sun visors. It's not modeled yet. The sun visors, by the way, in the fly-by-wire is great because it actually... You see the way if I look out, it darkens the cockpit? And you can see outside, whereas if I go in here, it kind of brightens it up. It's very well done. Anyway. Jess, who are you sitting beside? I have had an instance where I was new to flight instruction. And we had this guy from, he must have been from Abu Dhabi or somewhere, I don't know. Very, 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 very big fellow. Now he's sitting on the right side because he's getting a lesson when he's sitting on, he's sitting on the left. And he didn't talk at all. No, when I say didn't talk at all, he literally didn't talk, and he was sweating, and he was very nervous. So, being at the time it was, I was kind of going, what is this guy thinking? You know? And I'd be like saying, so, are you having fun? Yes. Alright. Unanswered questions. So I said he's either bricking it. He's a big macho fella, it's actually Eastern European, maybe, from there, a big fella. And they don't want to show fear because, that's their way. So I said, that's probably what it is. It's a cultural thing. But he didn't say anything until he got down, until we landed and got out of the airplane. When we touched down, he was chatty as hell. So I realised then he was just nervous. There you go. What if you've got a real gobshite next to you? What if he gets a screwdriver out? Right, the captain, right? Let's say he takes a screwdriver out and starts disassembling the panels. What do you do then? He just starts to the screws here, look. Oh, I want to see what's underneath it. What if that happens? You're going to go, what are you doing? Can you stop that, please? While the whole console's coming out. Well, you'd stop him. Captain, this flight is being recorded. Where is it? Where's the flight recorder? You can say it's being recorded, so, don't be doing that, please. Put your screwdriver back. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. But generally, I'm sure it's fine. There's some bag pressures there. Let's get back to that position I was in. Now, oddly enough, I have to tell you, after switching seats there, I'm used to this view. So I wonder will I complicate things by going over to this side? Maybe I will complicate things to go over to this side. I think I'll start doing that in future, actually. Because I think even a flight simulator now at this stage might be on this side, no? So let's do that. That's going to be tricky. Not for this flight though, because I'll stuff something up and I want to start the week. I want to start the week in a positive. So I'm going to stay where I was sitting. And happy days. Let's have a look at the chat. Let's have a look outside, for the love of God. Look at those mountains off in the distance. And maybe do some checks. Cruise checks, because we're there now. Nav 8 said it's required. I've got to do all that stuff now. I gotta put the seatbelts on, think about that. Monitoring everything. Yep. It's gonna get busy now in the descent, which is gonna happen not long from now. The winds up here are pretty much nothing. They're 13 knots. 35,000 feet. That is a very light wind for up this end. 22 minutes after takeoff now, as you can see. Chrono. So usually taxi fuel will be calculated, but the important thing is how much fuel are you burning per hour and how much time have you got in the air. So that's why we've got the chrono, you know, we know how much time we've been flying for. 25,000 feet. And let's get ready. Let's get ready for our descent then, shall we? Let's do that. Okay, first of all, let us have a look at our approach. In fact, I'm very curious to see what Navigaph put us. Are we on an airway now? This one here? Next waypoint is Ratsin. Splint. Here you are here. Doesn't seem to be following a height route. High. Oh, thank you. No wonder high en route. Okay, so we're turning from this VOR onto this airway now. Thank you, FU Max. I'm learning so much from you. It's just not funny. Great. Now to prevent. No problem. Thank you very much, FU2 Max. And anybody else who knows more than I do, I have no issue whatsoever by taking any advice you have. I'm not going to take any offense to it because, after all, I started flying this and you all helped me out. Now I do have to do some homework now because I'm getting to a stage where I'm now doing the same thing over and over again. So I need to learn more stuff. And the whole thing about this is, right, I want to get to the point where this is important stuff really, if you think about it. I want to get to, let's go to MCDU and let's go to Atsu. Oh no, hang on. AOC menu, I think it's in. Actually, let's, while I'm here, yeah, okay, let's keep on track here. I was thinking, no, that's not what I want. I want to go to config, I think it is. Go away. You, Mexico, failures. Okay, failures. I want to have lots of random failures on at one point, so the shit hits the fan and I gotta get out of it. So that's going to be, you know, a lot of failures, and you can set them up on this to quite a lot. You know, so that's where I'm getting to. That's the goal. Get all sorts of failures and go arounds and what do you do with the shit hits the fan? Isn't it, FU2 Max? You can help me. That'll be fun. Oh yeah. One at a time. I think I'll have to begin with. I think it'd be wise to have the failure. I need to get the actual, you know, abnormal checklist as well. And that'll be fun. I might get started on that this week. That'll be great fun. Big Al's Flying says, you're safe with me, Gripper. I don't have a flippin' clue. Well, if you think you know, let me know. And that's on Twitch. Big Al's Flying says that on YouTube, he says, oh man, you must be gas when doing flight lessons. Is that what you do to your trainees? Start taking the plan apart. Well, yeah, some things turn into a lessons, you know. Do you want to go flying today? They go, yeah. What do you think of the weather? It's fine. And you go up there and it's not for them. And they're going, oh shit. Oh, well, you chose to go. Did you look at the weather before you went flying? I thought you were to check it. I go, no, it's up to you. And I'll be light-hearted about it, but they learn the lesson. You don't have to shout at people. Do you? To learn lessons? No. One time the student didn't take, the aircraft was in maintenance. No, I better not say that. Oh yeah. The pitot tube failed. There was no airspeed. Oh my god. After takeoff, pitot tube failed. Oh my god. Am I going, what's wrong? No airspeed. And I can see, because I learned as well, I can see, oh my god, you know, airspeed, because you're thinking, I don't know if I got a stall or not. Attitude power trim. Is your RPM okay? Yeah. It's a torpedo tube, isn't it? Yeah. So keep your attitude and keep your power setting. And what speed are you usually at? Oh, about 75 knots. Yeah. There you go. You don't need the airspeed indicator. And that can be turned into a lesson, and it's a very valuable lesson. Because think here now, you probably all know about this one. If we're cruising here now, or in a climb or descent, and I get an overspeed, for example, and over here, you get a stall warning. What do you do? And then the captain says, "Oh, we're overspeeding. So let's slow down." Takes the power back. And he's going, "No, we're stalling." You know? Attitude, power, trim. Go to straight and level flight. Set your power setting. Whatever it may be, go to manual. Flight manual, you get your power setting. And hold it there and see what happens. See which pedo tube is telling the truth. There was a big accident about one of those. It's all very easy to sit here and say that. But there was an accident and the aircraft stalled, I think. Oh god, here's our top of descent already. Look. That is about 80 miles away. See the ring 80 there? Okay, so let's do that. Let's get all our shit together here now for the descent, okay? Let's go to FC there. Here. No. Performance. Destination. Okay, it's a Q&H. I'm going to use my phone for this. We're going to San Francisco. We'll get the ATIS weather here. Kilo Sierra Oscar Sierra for... No. Kilo SFO. San Francisco. QNH in San Francisco is 1014. Great, so... Not much of a change there. 1014. Boom. Temperature in San Francisco is 11 degrees. Magnetic wind at the ground at 6 meters is 220 at 3 knots. Good God. It's not going to be very interesting crosswind landing of any sort, is it? And we're going into the wind because we're going into runway 28 right. Transition left. Oh, it's 18,000 feet. Oops. In America, my apologies there. You probably are all watching that. That's disgraceful. I'm going to put the radio down to 200 feet, and we've got a Cat 3 coming to San Francisco. That's for the go around. That's fine. Let's go to performance then. We're just there. Hang on. Yep. Let's get the checklist out. So that's that done. Do I need to start slowing down here, folks? Yes, I do. I'm going to put the cost index down to Ryanair. Are we too close? Yeah, we got a bit to go. We've got 70 odd miles to go. So let's not slow down just yet. Let's get to our checklist. Taxi. Just getting ahead of myself. Don't be getting ahead of yourself now, they tell you. And you do in your aircraft, I would imagine. Yes, you do, actually. You do. Cruise, navigate set, seatbelt sign set. Oh yeah, let's check the radios here as well. And let's check the ILS profile, etc. Let's go to Navigraph. Let's switch in Kilo SFO for San Francisco. Boom. We are coming into approach. Into 28 right. 28 right, please. ILS 284 and frequency is 111.7. So 111.7 for the frequency and 284 for our approach. And as you can see here, our altitude to meet the glide slope is 3,000 feet. We've got mountains on either side, so you've got to be aware of those. We're coming in this way, so no less than 4,500 feet. for MSA. Go around, let's have a look. 3,000 feet, San Francisco via 4. I wonder if you climb it, program in that to the computer, the missed approach, I don't know. Anyway, let's get that set up. 111.7 it has here. Yes, that's correct. And 284. That's 285 here. I don't know why it's slightly out, so that's all good. So RadNav, I'm happy with that. Our altitude will be set to 3,000 feet when we descend, so I'm going to set that now. You got to do that manually. It doesn't do it on its own. Oops. 3,000 feet. Oh, no, not 4. 3,000 feet, please. Good. And all I have to do when we get to our top of descent here, okay, is to push in that button. I will start descending on the profile. So what are we now? We are 164 miles out. Let's do my little calculation here just for shits and giggles. I'm going to get my calculator out here. I always use the calculator if it's to do with fuel or flying or money. So 35,000 feet. 35 multiplied by 3 is 105 plus 10 miles out. That's 115 minus 3,000 feet. Okay, so no, I'm going to do that again. Just get a bit more exact. 35. No, 32. I'm taking away, of course, the ILS because we're going to level off at 3,000 feet now. Okay. So it's 32 multiplied by 3 equals 96 plus 10, which is 106 nautical miles out. So let's see how close we are with that calculation there. Nautical miles. Very straight in approach. The whole flight plan is very straightforward. Straight out, up you go, no turns, no loops, and into San Francisco it's fairly straight in approach as well, as you can see here. You know. That ring there is 40 miles now to go to our descent. There we go. That's a 40-mile ring. There's the constraints. Let me get the chat in here. Because Flying says, so how much would a ticket cost in Gripper Sim Airways? And that's from Twitch. That would be subscription. If you subscribe to Twitch, all your flights are free. If you subscribe to Twitch. Or on YouTube as well, if you become a member. Yeah. Don't forget to hit the like button. I keep forgetting to say that. I must get a little ping here going across the bottom of the screen. And do you know what I'm mad about? Our ETAs and stuff aren't working. That program ain't working. This Fly Live is not working. It's telling me, you know, we're 64% the way there. You know, why ain't it working? I don't know what to tell you. The overlay is there, but it's not showing up. Maybe it's something to do with this. Is what I'm looking at now, and this is the chat here for Twitch. So it could be something as simple as browse source. Put that up the top, maybe? No. Don't know what to tell you there, folks, about that. It's very frustrating. Refresh cache current page. Maybe that will do it. There we go. Refresh cache of current page. Okay, there we go. There you go, folks. I learned another new thing to do. Happy days. Now, maybe I didn't catch that earlier. Now, I have to tell you though, the ETA That's 11:41 Zulu, but the time here is wrong. That's not the real time. Usually I fly real world time. As you can see up the top there, folks. So that's not going to work, but I can tell you our ETA time is going to be just about under an hour. We got something in the TCAS there. He's right ahead of us there. Let's zoom in here. There's the TCAS there. He's not a conflict, but he's right. There we go. He's right at our level, coming right towards us. Let's see if we can see him. There he is. It's not coming up as a. I don't know if you can see that, but he's not gonna be a conflict there. There, he's coming off to the side there. There he is. Could be one of our guys. I don't know. It looks like that is just traffic, real world traffic. There could be. That looks like DHL to me, folks. So that makes sense because DHL flight night. That's DHL, that's real world traffic there, folks. How cool is that? I heard a bing bing there, and thank you very much there a few seconds ago for Mr. Norway. Mr. Norway, thank you very much for following. I appreciate it. The more followers, the better, I say. You know? We still got 10 miles to go before our descent. Oh, jeez, I've got to slow down. Egypt Grifferson. That can cause a problem. I didn't decelerate. I'm sure I will in time, though. Look, we're slowing down. The power is coming back to idle. We need to slow down because what's going to happen is if I keep going at this speed, right? And what was that? 270 odd knots. When I go to descend, it's just going to accelerate. Because when you lower the nose in an airplane, it's going to accelerate. That's how in the light aircraft you control your airspeed by pitch. Pitch down, you accelerate. Pitch up, you decelerate. In a glide, right? So now I'm slowing down because to avoid that problem. You see here, I've got a little dot here. And this is our profile, our speed profile. So we're going a little bit too fast. I'm going to put a little bit of speed brake out. Just a little bit, very gently. And the speed brake is here. Now, I don't know if you'd be putting it to full, to be honest with you. We don't have a feel for the airplane, but I think that's enough. I'm going to hit the descent button now and we're going to start our descent. There we go. I'll take the brake back up nice and smoothly. There we go. So very smoothly, isn't it? You know. Okay, let's start our descent then. How many miles? I said 106, didn't I? I said 106. Come back to that. Let's start our descent. There we go. We're descending now. Right on time. And where was I? 107. There we go. 106 nautical miles. So my little calculation worked out quite well. You know, I said 106, and all I did is I took our altitude, divided, multiplied. You know, so 35,000 feet. Took the first two digits, multiplied by 3, and I subtracted to 3,000 feet. And I added 10 nautical miles, and that worked nicely. And as you can see here, we're a little bit fast. A little bit fast, see? I think so, anyway. And we're on profile. So I'm going to slow us down. I don't know if I need to slow us down here now, because we're 260 knots. You know? Here we go. Let's have a look outside. And we're descending. Let's do our descent checklist. MCDU landing performance. Let's just go through the motions in case you forgot something. Oh yeah, landing performance. Is it this one here? The approach? Is that what they mean by landing performance? I'm thinking about the runway length, you know, and all that kind of stuff. If FU2 Max is on, let me know if I'm missing anything. FU2, no need to slow as long as the speed is in between those two magenta lines. You're fine. Oh, FU2 Max, thank you very much. Magenta lines. Ah, these two little feckers. It's funny how you don't notice it until someone points it out. There you go, FU2 Max. You've taught me another thing. So we're okay with the speed as long as we're in these two lines. Okay. I'm presuming this here is a constriction FL80. I'm presuming. Yep. That's fantastic. It is a constraint, yeah. Flight level, so we can't be below 8,000 feet here. Or flight level H0. Flight level 200. It says plus 200, so don't go less than 20,000 feet, I'm guessing. Would that make sense with the mountains around us? Yes. Look at all those mountains. You know? That makes sense. Look at that. We're coming into the evening time now. We're real world weather, but not time because it's dark and you won't be able to see anything. We've got red car with us, the Concorde. But in car, you must be very good at the Concorde by now. And we've also got red cap following us in the VF35. What else have you got? I think that's all for the moment. I'm sure there's one or two of you on. Sometimes not all the tags come up. Look at that. Yeah. We're all good. Now I can see now with that knowledge you just taught me there, FU Max. You know, a little bit of breaky fuse maybe. What's the engine's at? 40. Why is there some power on? Okay. Let's not throw out the speed brakes unnecessarily. So I said QNH is 1014 in San Francisco. 1014. I'm going to put it in this one here. So the big thing is, how can I set the QNH without... See, when I go in here now, it's going to be the old QNH. You know? Incar says, yeah, nah. The Concorde's good fun, but it's not as in-depth as your Airbus A320. I think your meaning is it's not a study level, you know? It would be very hard to fly. Great. Everything's good. First time chat from Mr. Norway, no problem. Great, and great to have you, Mr. Norway. We're on the North European server. You join us. And while we're descending here, I should get a link for the Discord for you. I'm going to have to open up Discord here. Discord. Logging into Discord. I'm going to get you an invite for everybody. Or you can just look up Discord in Gripper Sim in Discord, you know. But I'm going to give you an invite here. Your invite is... How can we do that? Copy. Edit the link here. Yeah, this link will work for everyone forever. So if you want to join our Discord, everyone's very helpful. There's one on YouTube. That's the link to the Discord, Safest Houses. And for Twitch... Here's a link for you in Twitch for the Discord, share it around. I give notifications only for the Sunday streams at the moment, just to let you know what's actually happening at 2100 hours in the evening. For these streams, I just don't have the time, I think. But it's we stream midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. At the same time every day, same times, 11 o'clock in the morning Irish time, and then 5 o'clock in the evening Irish time for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then Sunday at 2100 hours, so we're on quite a bit. here we are. We're coming to our flight level 190. So we're just going to make that there. Look, that's looking good. We have 62 miles to go. We're coming in hot. We're coming in fast. Things are going to happen fast. Cruise, okay, descent. MCDU performance done. TCAS. Okay, that's set already. Approaching briefing. Okay, so the approach briefing, I've kind of done that already. Let's talk about it. We're going to come into runway. Into runway 28 right. I've already checked the frequency is 111.7 and the approach course is 284. It's 1 degree difference in the flight plan, but that's not a big problem. Transition altitude is 18,000 feet. I got to remember that. 18,000 feet. There we are. Transition altitude. So let's say we're cleared to flight level. So I got a great tech message there from Cheddar Key. To set the QNH, just press the dial and adjust the airport's QNH. It doesn't matter that the old QNH is instantly set. Just turn the dial and set the destination QNH. Okay, thank you. So it's no big deal then, is what I'm saying. Oh. I thought it was 1014. There we go, 1014. And 1014. Let's confirm that. 1014, and that's still valid. 1014 set on both 1, 2, and 3. Happy days. Cherokee saying, you also have the primary flight display and the ND switched to opposite screens. That wouldn't be normal, but they used if one display was not working. How do you mean now? You mean ND? What's that mean? Primary flight display and ND? ND? You mean here? Just give a little bit more detail there, but thank you. And Perpetual Amiga's with us as well. Happy days. Okay, so descent, TCAS, approach briefing done, navigator set and reviewed, anti-ice is fine. EFAS ND CSTR, that's new. That's what you're talking about, Cheddar Key, is it? It says EFAS ND. Electronic flight display, ND. Electronic flight display, ND. Oh! Big Al flying. Big Al's flying. Thank you so much. You've just become a Lieutenant Colonel on YouTube. I appreciate that. Welcome to the madness. No more ads for you on YouTube while you're watching this channel. Yep. 14,000 feet now. Welcome, Big Al's flying. Happy days. Oh, you mean Cheddar Key? This should be here. Well, actually, you're right. How did that happen? How did that happen? Why is that there? Why isn't... What the deuce? Oh, I did that by mistake. There you go. Thank you very much. Yeah, I did that. I pressed that at the beginning of the flight. I just pressed the button. There we go. Thank you very much, Cheddar Key. I appreciate it. A Big Ass Flying says, there you go, Gripper. Consider me booked out on your flights. And you are. No ads for you. For no more having to watch. Oh, it's kicking off, folks. As you well know, producer buttons kicks off. You know, she kicks off. I don't know. I have to get that camera fixed so you can see what's going on with the producer. We're coming in. It's going to be a nice evening flight here, folks. It's going to be a nice approach. Let's hope I don't stuff it up. Let's keep it our descent. EVAS ND, great. And constraints are already on. I have the constraints on. Seatbelt signs. Let's get the seatbelts on. Just get that out of the way. Barrow set. Yeah, below 10,000 feet. We're going to put the seatbelt signs on, landing lights and wing lights on. 1,000 feet to go. There's our constraint foilet coming up. So it's all looking good. 500 feet to go now. And while we're doing that, seatbelt signs is already on. Landing lights. Oh, I didn't switch them off. Oh, I keep doing that. Oh no. Wing lights. Oh, I don't know what the... Oh, there we go. Descent checklist complete, folks. This is making me nervous. Landing EVIS. I'm just getting ahead of myself here. You don't want to be looking at that. Let's have a look outside, folks. How much have we got to go now? We have 31 nautical miles to go. Let's... Excellent. A little bit of time to go. Let's have a look outside. That little moment. Let's just get rid of my camera there to just temporarily. There we go. So all looking good so far. This is where it counts. Let's see. Please, always, folks, always the producer comes in and starts flip-flopping around, jumping on me. Happy days. Let's hop in here and just check things. We're still in between the two bars. Thanks to FUMAX. I know something new I've learned. What have I learned today? I've learned this here. I've learned where the flight recorder is. Or have I? There we go. Don't know what those mean, but we'll find... No, buttons, come here. Come here. Come here. Good talk. She goes behind the cables, guys. Sorry for that. Good talk. Stay here now. She goes behind the cables. That's infuriating. Because she cut off the stream, and she's done that before. Go to bed. Why does she always do this approach? Between the next session, folks, at 5 o'clock in the evening, I'm going to fix that other camera because it's difficult for me, which means it's entertaining for you. Okay, we're all good. You just joined the Discord server, Mr. Norway. Great. Incar says the producer loves USBs. Yes, she does. At one point, she disconnected the controls. You know? It's going to be fog in San Francisco, folks. Now, we're on real world weather. So let's see. Hey, oh, look at the weather here now. Let's get that raw weather. When it's 220 at 3 knots, 10 miles is... It's got 500 feet. Yeah, it's a little bit hazy and foggy down there in San Francisco. Let's get our LS going. We have an identifier which is going to be correct because I'm going to check it. IGWQ. IGWQ. I think she does want to fly, actually. Just buttons. Okay, 4,800 feet, so 1,800 feet to go to the top of the VOR. We've got 16.4 miles to go. I always want to come from underneath it, so we're going to come underneath the glide slope. And all I have to do then, right, is just hit this little button here. Approach. Isn't that unbelievable? Isn't it? I'm going to start the recorder now, so we don't miss the eye candy of the approach. Oh, no, not that one, please. Get rid of that. This window here. Recording for landing started. I like to wait until we're in half scale. You don't have to, I don't think. But I like to do it for the 737. If I remember flying the and this in the Zebo mod, you know, you got to capture that ILS, don't you? You've got the train radar on the right. We don't have a weather radar modelled on the flight sim just yet. Let's preview what we're going to do. This train radar gear is going to come down. Oh, it doesn't have great detail about on this checklist. That's the actual landing sequence. So it's a 10 miles out, flaps 1, 8 miles out, flaps 2 I was using, and then there we go. Approach button on. Approach is activated. We're 11.4 miles out, 3,000 feet, and we're on profile, and we're going into the soup, folks. I do like this bit. 10 miles out now, speed's good. 210 knots. Let's have a look outside as we dip into the clouds. Get the camera up here. I can only presume that Virgin America goes into San Francisco. I don't know. There we go. Jeez, I gotta keep an eye on my ILS here. Get low to the ground. This is where I make mistakes. Okay, 8 miles out. Flaps 1. Jeez, my hand hit the throttles there. Am I in auto throttle? Auto throttle's active, that's fine. Flaps 2. They're coming down. Too early for flaps 2. My bad. Flaps 2 should be 200 knots. There we go. Flaps 2. Easy. Feet on pedals. Do you want me to take over manually? I suppose you do. Let's take over manually. Now, I haven't got an autopilot disconnect button. I'm going to hit this one here. Okay. Less is more. Of course, the television now must turn off, so I have to reach down for the controller. And I put my face cam on. I forgot about that. Capture my face. You can see my shock and horror. 1,000 feet to go. So less is more, isn't it? I'm barely touching the controls. I'm not doing anything hardly. I'm just egging it along, thinking in advance what's going to happen. Gears down, 3 greens, full flaps. That's going to mess me up. See that the nose goes down? I'm a little bit off to the left here. Let me get on it. I'm going to be too high. Don't overdo it. Just be patient.
500.
Better too high than too low. Then we'll come back on profile. Oh my god. I don't know what that beep is for.
100 above.
There we go. We're on the poppies. Airspeed's good. I want 140 knots. A little bit too low.
Minimum.
Continue. Yeah. Think ahead. There we go. Get on the center line this time, Gripper Sim. Okay, I'm visual now. I'm not worried about the poppies.
100.
Yeah. Rather too high than too low.
50.
And take the power back.
40. 30. 20. Retard.
There we go. On the center line. Forward on the nose. It's a bit messy taxiing. It's very messy taxiing. Nothing's happening now with the rudders. Bugger! Why is it sliding all over the place? Why? I didn't put in much rudder. Ah, the rudders are way too sensitive, folks. The rudders are way too sensitive. That was awful. Yeah, the rudders will just kill you. I just put a little bit of rudder there, and I think it's way too sensitive. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, I'm gonna try that again. I'm gonna put that up. There you go. I'm gonna stop here. I'll put the parking brake on and clean up. Yeah, that's not right. The rudder's not right. I'll tell you that right now. They're way too sensitive. That's just the same. I can tone those down though, can't I? So after landing lights off. Nose wheel lights, taxi. Flaps up. Spoilers are disarmed and retracted. Auto brake set. Turn it off. Spoilers are disarmed. Sorry about this. Yeah, spoilers retracted, disarmed. Weather radar off. British winch gear off. Boom. Boom. TCAS off. Transponder off. Or should I say standby. APU as required. We'll put it on for shits and giggles. Wing anti-ice. Okay, we can take off the propane as well. APU bleed on if available. Is the APU bleed ready yet? No, not quite. Rolling onto stand. Runway lights turn off and off. Okay, great. So yeah, that was. We're just going to go to a stand here, folks. We're going to go to a stand. And did I cross that line? Ooh, I did. We're going to go to a stand. We're going to use ATC to get to a stand. And then we're going to have a look at the replay. I'm not going to shut down the engines because that will mess up the replay. I'm going to write this down and see if I can at least taxi with the current signs. Press taxi to gates, please. Okay, let's write this down. Taxi to gate D10 via D cross runway 10 right and Delta Alpha. Now, normally you'd have a map out, wouldn't you? Acknowledge last transmission. Yeah. That doesn't sound so bad. Let's have a look here. This is the way I think most people find their way around if they don't know. We go to taxi. And it's one of these. There we go. We'll zoom in here. So what we're looking at is we're going to go to gate D10. So where's gate D10? What's the problem? D10. We're on. We're going to cross the runway to here. We're going to cross runway 10. Yeah. And we're going to go to Delta. And then Alpha. There's a D here. So let's put the baby wheels on and see how that works. There you go. Park and brake off. And let's park to get into the replay. Has anyone flown this? Am I the only one having problems with the rudders on the ground? It's not the first time that's happened. Then again, you know, the nose wheel may not have been on the ground. You know, would that be my problem? That could be my problem. You know? Because I was saying, surely plane has a GPS map today to show you the pilots, the taxiways and where they are. I've seen that, I think. I don't know if every airline will pay for that kind of stuff. But you should really know, shouldn't you? There's Delta, right? So Delta and then Alpha. So Alpha is up to the right then. So we should turn right up here. Oh no, it's turning left. Oh, that's both Alpha. So it didn't say, you know, turn left though, did it? You know, but look at the scenery, it's fantastic. There's falling up. Incredible. Look at the, see the light there? It's the little light of an airplane. Can you see that? That looks absolutely brilliant. They've even introduced the fog into, you know, the lights off of the distance. I could see it now because it's a 4K monitor, you know. And it's just incredible. There's falling up. declutter for the moment. I can't see much here where we got to turn in. Slow down a great deal. Where are you taking us? What's in here? There we go. Oh, fallen up's also been taxied to my gate. It looks like. I want those baby wheels off. There we go. Let's knock him down. No guy with the taxi instructions. Come on. Come on. And halt. Park it back on. Let's have a look outside. Let's get all the stuff and things going. Let's go to ground services. Ground services, please. Baggage. Catering. Jetway. Just for shits and giggles. And there we are. I wasn't happy with the landing, but that can be fixed easy for me. Just the rudders are way too sensitive, you know, they really are. Now, is it a thing where the nose wheel wasn't on the ground? I tried to put on too much rudder. That's a possibility. I'll remember that for this evening's flight. Look at all the traffic coming and going. You know, look at this guy coming in here. This traffic is absolutely fantastic. Except these guys, these two guys are going to crash into each other. I don't know about that. Look at that. I don't know about that. There's BRA, thank you for following along. So it's a stunning aircraft. San Francisco's stunning. The whole scenery for San Francisco, they've done a great job on it. Don't worry, we're going to look at the replay now in a second. Buttons, please come away from the wires, thank you. Come on over here. It does look really stunning, San Francisco. It is one of my favourite airports. You know, with the mountains everywhere and whatnot. The terminal is very well modelled there. It's stunning, really, isn't it? Okay, let's have a look at the replay. Of my embarrassment. That has to be an ear miss. It's this big Osling. It is. It is. Okay, let's have a look at the turbo. I broke some lights there, folks. It was like I was on ice. It just went a little bit off. And let's examine that, what happened there. How embarrassing. Stop recording. Replay. Pause replay. Let's bring it down a bit. There's a few of you there now. We'll talk about you guys now in a sec. We'll say goodbye. So we'll start from just before we put on the autopilot, which is just about here, wasn't it? And we'll resume replay now and have a look outside. In-car, thanks for joining us in Spitfire. Where's the airplane? Where's the airplane? Where's that cap? There you go. I'll declutter here. So, yeah, disappointing. I'm going to change... we'll just keep this view here. I don't know why the light's coming on and off there. The replays aren't the best. It doesn't actually... You know, I've switched off those lights and the replay's putting it on and then off again, so... There's manual there now. Definitely manual there. It's coming in too high. I was a bit late putting the flaps down, I feel. Buttons! Buttons, come on. Good dog. Come on. Over here. Look, come here. Look. Look here. I've got to get the camera working. She wants to do the thing that has to happen every day, that she uses her... I can't use the word. She uses her 4 feet to go up to the farm, if you know what I mean. And big as a W. So here we go. Now she's climbing on top of me. At least it wasn't on approach. She's taking my hand. Oh, beautiful. Please. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. So it was all fine. I was on the centre line. Everything was going nicely there. Buttons! She's playing with the controls! Buttons, please. She's on the controls! Oh my god. I have to. Producer buttons. Oh, you have to see this. Oh my god. Oh, let's get the camera. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, she gets down now and she stops. I have to go back and do that again. And to my absolute horror and shame, I have to review that again. That's infuriating. Please. She's all over the shop here. Okay, so where was I? Resume recording. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Oh, she's... Okay, so I didn't want to have to do this again because I'm very shameful. Also, let's put the daytime on here so you can see what's happening because I can't hear. Let's just make it a little bit brighter. So everything was fine. Everything was fine here. I'm going to look at the back here to see what rudder action I put in. Did I put it in before the nose wheel was down on the ground? That's what I'm looking for here. So there's the main wheels. I put a little bit of right rudder in there, didn't I? I must have. I put in right rudder. It's not showing it up in the recording. Look, it flipped over. So I can only guess there. It was like landing on ice. Look at that. That was like landing on ice there today for some reason. So that would have been a sacking offence. It doesn't. It's very annoying with the recorder because it doesn't show you the actual inputs. Let's see if I yawed there. It's all fine. Boom. Has that nose wheel gone down? Yeah, the nose wheel went down. I put in a little bit of rudder and it went ballistic. Went absolutely ballistic, folks. You know? They have updated the flight model, but I don't know if anyone else is complaining about that or it's just me. That's what it is, folks. That is what it is. It is what it is. I just have to keep an eye on that. I think also pushing forward the stick. I didn't push forward enough of the stick to get authority on the nose wheel. And then, of course, you know, we'll see. I think it's very important to put the... I think it's very important to push force on the nose wheel. That's producer buttons playing with toys there now. So it's a tricky one. So, folks, thank you very much. And thank you for those of you who flew along. I said I'd come and say hello to you before we go. Let's see if I can get this camera around and activate the... Producer buttons, please. Oh, I'll just leave her there now. It's the end of the stream. Folded up, thank you, Para, Chloe B, and Redcap. Thanks for following along at the flight. Anyone's welcome. I'll be back on this evening at 5 o'clock Irish time. We're going. I don't know where we're going to go yet, but you'll know by the title. There's plenty of chatting anywhere, so you get plenty of time. Thank you very much for becoming a member at Big As Flying, and those of you and thank you also Norway for following. I hope I'm not butchering it. Morway. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, FU2 Max, for helping us out. Nose wheel wasn't down. Oh, it was. I'm Clappy D, by the way. Oh, you are with us, FU2 Max. Great. That button there, that noise you heard there is producer buttons pulling out the cables. This is what happens. Look, if I get this camera here. Can you see little buttons in there? Can you see producer buttons in there, folks? See in between all the cables? See, that's what happens. I think producer buttons wants to say goodbye to everybody. This is what happens with producer buttons. And I tried to put a gate so she can't get behind there. Isn't it, little buttons? Producer buttons, you want to go walkie walks? Do you want to go walkie walks, buttons? She knows what that means. Okay, so folks, thank you very much for following. And we'll see you at 5 o'clock, hopefully, or any time during the week. And we will see you all very, very soon. Thank you very much. See ya, 5 butts if you have access. So, folks, thank you very much for following and watching, and we'll see you very, very soon. Is it nice the way the music ended just at that point?